Do you know, somebody put a comment on one of my videos saying that they know that it's because I'm rocking the table, but it looks like my plants agree with all the smart stuff I say. And I'm inclined to agree. I think the plants think I'm a genius. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I'm a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. Not sure if that's topical, we're going to find out. Now if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where I teach you how the voice works, although I can't use mine today, and we're going to turn it into like a general hangout space. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, now Faouzia. We have not listened to Faouzia in a long time. In fact, I think I've only done Tears of Gold. I could be wrong. Maybe I've done more than one. But I know I've done at least Tears of Gold. Now, Faouzia is, without a doubt, one of the biggest vocal talents I've heard in a long time. She's got a smashing voice. And I don't know why she isn't, like, everywhere. Tell me in the comments if you understand what I mean by this. But she is, like, the Cyndi Lauper to Dua Lipa's Madonna, or she's like the Billy Joel to Dua Lipa's Elton John. Do you know what I mean? Like I see them similarly, but like one doesn't get the like flowers that the other one gets. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. Anyway, so this suggestion found its way to me. It is for Elise. Now, I doubt she's going to be playing a Beethoven song, like from start to finish, so maybe it samples it. I don't know because I've not heard it, but we're gonna go and check it out and see what we think. Kind of different key. Okay, sorry, I know she's not sung a lick of a note, but that is the way to do a sample of a tune, because for Elise is da 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 da. This one's do 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 do. It's a different key, and then it moves into like a different place. So you get taken to that place of like recognition, but once it moves off somewhere else, you're like, oh. It's just a really nice feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the familiar, but also a new experience. I'm digging it already.
I'll dance like a puppet on your string. I'll sing when you order me to sing. I'll ring like a desperate violin.
Oh! Her voice is absolutely gorgeous. I can't even speak. There's a certain like glottal aspect to her voice. So glottal is where the voice kind of like punches in like and she's got a really good way of kind of starting something glottal so you can hear the sound, but then it turns on to a different tonal texture and tonal quality. And she really has twisted my tongue today. It's deep, it's rich, it's gorgeous. Let's keep going.
You're so musical, an artist. You make a lie sound like it's true. You're unusual, creative, hard to do to be a muse.
Ugh! Faouzia. I hope I'm saying that right, actually. It's getting more annoying if I say it wrong every time. The beauty in her tonal quality shifting as she goes up through her range. So she's got this really like strong, powerful lower end. As she comes up through the middle of her range, the voice starts to lighten, the larynx starts to rise a wee bit. She gets into her higher range and she goes into this really airy head voice. Absolutely sublime. There's not even like a hint of any kind of overly exaggerated passaggio. Like there's not like a clunk, shifty change of gears kind of feeling. It is just smooth all the way up and all the way down, even though she's changing up the tonal quality, and she's just, oh my god.
So play me like my name is Elise. Lie to me and say you'll never leave. Drown me in your twisted melodies. I'll pretend you wrote them all for me.
Her vibrato is so beautiful as well. It's very light, and it's not too like in your face. It's really smooth. That's created by the rocking forward of your thyroid cartilage, and it allows an oscillation of pitch. It's just a ah. She likes to really accentuate some of her vowel shapes. It's quite operatic in a way, or even musical theatre-esque, just the way some of these vowels are intensified by putting this vibrato onto it. And sometimes it's like a build from a vertical thyroid position into a tilt, so you get this lovely blend from one into the other, which just makes it even more ever present that she knows how to like accentuate those vowel shapes. Oh, gorgeous.
I'll jump if you ask, I'll say how high. I'll run like a shiver down your spine. For you, I would give you my own life.
Her lower end work is absolutely beautiful. Now you can hear some of these low notes, she treats them like they're high notes. So she keeps the larynx nice and lifted and keeps it as bright as she possibly can. But then you got that where she like dropped the larynx right down, so you got that almost like the floor had fallen out from under the note, and it's so resonant, so swimmy. I've said this in previous videos, not just Faouzia, but I will say it again. I personally, just my opinion, will always prefer a well-placed low note to a well-placed high note. I know people make compilation videos of people hitting the highest notes that they can possibly hit, but see when somebody hits just this buttery, gorgeous, pillowy low note, oh my days. And she has got that wrapped up. Just fantastic.
You're so musical, an artist. You make a lie sound like it's true. You're unusual, creative. How would it do to be your muse?
Oh, dude. That little riff was gorgeous. She's so quick and agile with her voice, whilst keeping these kind of like classic qualities that don't necessarily lend themselves to this super bright sound, right? Well, not super bright, but it's like you would expect her tone to be bright and to keep some of these little riffs. There's a little bit of Madison Ryan Ward in her. If you don't know who that is, go and look her up, because you'll know exactly what I mean as soon as you hear it. It's that smoky, kind of raspy sound, but not at the same time. It's just a really blended vocal. Absolutely gorgeous. Why is this woman not absolutely everywhere? I don't get it.
Play me like my name is Elise. Lie to me and say I'll never leave. Drown me in your twisted melodies. I'll pretend you wrote them all for me.
One thing I will say is I don't think that this is live. You can call me all the names under the sun, but I'm not feeling that vocal intensity is matching from audio to body. Burn me at the stake, throw me to the wolves, I don't care. I don't think that it's live, but I don't necessarily care either. But I know that some people do really not like that when I say things like this. One day I'm going to do a breakdown video of how to tell whether somebody is doing a live performance or whether it's been like heavily edited in post or it's mimed or whatever. There's so many different variations. With that said, the musicality of her vocal kind of tying in with the keys player or the piano player is just absolutely gorgeous. So they're kind of deviating from one another, and then they're coming back together and they're matching these little kind of licks together. It's so So tidy. I also like the little pushes of crescendo that she does. She's basically allowing her vocal folds to thicken as she goes through the phrase, which creates a bolder sound. So if you start on a thinner fold position and push down onto a thicker fold position, mid-phrase you get that swell, and it is just fantastic. That just is fantastic. You've got this real push into this belty sound, and then she goes into this aspirate headspace. Just gives you this complete juxtaposition between one phrase and the other, tying them in together. It just feels like you're on this like roller coaster. She is dragging you around and showing you every little corner of her voice. How dare you! Oh my days. That was incredible. So you think that that build-up is just going da, and then it'll end on that big like note. No. She does this cascading riff all the way back down. It had this kind of like Middle Eastern kind of flavour to it in the middle of the riff. I'm kind of blown away. I have no words.
Play me like my name is Elise.
Oh. Now, that end bit there was really well synced. So I don't know whether this is a blend of a live performance and then they've gone and done stuff in post. There's definitely bits that don't give me what I was feeling or what I'm seeing. There's definite bits where I am not seeing what I'm hearing, but that little bit at the end, just the way that her teeth kind of moved against that sibilant sound. Oh, the jury's out now. I'm going to say it's a mix. There's some definite shenanigans, but I'm not saying it's 100%. That was incredible. That was incredible. I probably need to hear a lot more Faouzia, right? I am well behind. So if you've got more suggestions, please drop them in the comments below and we'll go and check them out, because that voice is stunning. Anyway, I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and if you subscribe, I'll wash your dishes for a week and clean your room and walk your dog and feed your fish and clean your tortoise if you have one. I will do it with a toothbrush, not a hard one but a soft one, 'cause his little shell is very gentle and very fragile. No, it's not. He's a tortoise. I kind of let that one run away from me, but I hope you get the gist. Anyway, I love you. Bye.